Joe Warmer. Sorry for that hasty introduction, but the players are ready and the shadows are lengthening across the pitch. We've had a sunny day here so far in North Kent. It's a blue sky with cloud scattered around, but it's a little bit chilly, but away we go. Ronnie Nelson swinging a boot to send the ball out to the right flank. It goes out of play for an early throw into Ebbsfleet, with the sun going to be in the eyes of Charlie Seaman, who takes it quickly. The ball bypassing Passley. He's trying to get down the flank, but it's cut out by Seaman again. Chapman picks it up. It's very tight on the far side, and down the line it goes. Seaman plays it forward. It's going to go out for the first goal kick of the game. And an early bright start. And what do you expect from this Dagenham side this afternoon, Mick?
Well, I saw them in the week, Charles, and
that was against Dagenham, against
Dover. Yeah, they the first half was a little bit of a non-entity, to be totally honest with you, but the second half they come out of traps, and in terms of their tenacity, their enthusiasm, started quite brightly that second half and did very, very well. But I'm sure they're going to come up against a very, very good Josh Wright Ebbsfleet side here this afternoon.
Of course, these two sides met on the opening day of the season when Ebbsfleet went to Victoria Road and won 2-0 with goals from Tom Dallison and Kwesi Appiah. So this is the reverse of that fixture. The goalkeeper takes the kick. It's out on the right-hand side. Harrock tries to keep it in play. He's stuck on the touchline, and it's a pass back from Magoma. And Ebbsfleet retain possession now, and it's Samuel on the left side of the area. He's got Coker overlapping, but he goes inside to Chapman. Chapman back to goal. Chapman had Hessenthaler to use, but he instead goes to Coker, goes down to the corner flag and wins a throw-in for Ebbsfleet. Tight on the corner flag. And there's a decent following for Dagenham, as you would imagine, for the Fleet's closest rivals physically.
Yeah, exactly that.
And that should create a bit of atmosphere as the game wears on. Coker inside, slips it to Edser. Edser back to Coker. The fullback will advance, playing as a wing-back this afternoon. Here's Chapman. Chapman down by the corner flag. He tries to get across in. It comes off of defender Lusala. And did it go out for the throw? Yes, it does. It's not quite made it as a corner. I don't believe it's gone for it. No, it's going to be Coker with the throw. And another ball on the pitch now. It's got to be put back in the box. Coker gets the ball back from Edser. Coker trying to retain possession, but it loses it cheaply to Hessenthaler. Hessenthaler to Coker. Play congested on this main stand side of the ground. Coker. Short ball down the line, looking for Hessenthaler, the former Dagenham player. He gets a cross in. It goes out of play. It's going to be another goal kick. And Hessenthaler coming here from Dagenham last season, and he's had a pretty good season. Has he been a loss for the Daggers?
Well, I'm sure he has, from my point of view, Charles. But yeah, he's someone, I think I spoke to you off air. He's someone who plays with consistency. You know what you get on the tin, if you like. In terms of what he gives you, always tenacity, enthusiasm, commitment. He want it, and works tirelessly for his team. But I've got to say, I'm just looking at the way Ebbsfleet are set up here. They're passing the ball with real sort of panache at the moment. And look, 2 touches, it looks good at the moment.
Well, this is the way they play. Their build-up play's been really good, but they had a spell before Christmas where they weren't putting the ball in the net, but it suddenly started to click a little bit. But here come Dagenham. Down the left-hand side, it's with Haig. Haig goes back to Lawless. And we've got a stat that was given to me earlier, which I'll give to you in a minute, but there's a shot coming in, and it goes wide of the mark. It took a deflection. It's going to be the first corner of the game. And the stat that Matt Panting gave me from Kent Online is that 6 of the starting lineup for Dagenham played in that opening game of the season at Victoria Road, and 5 of the Ebbsfleet side played in that game. So both sides have changed half their side in the time since. So the corner going to be delivered by Harvey Broad from the main stand side at the plough end, which Ebbsfleet are defending as they like to in the first half. And is it going to be a short one? Or is he going to go long? Looks as though it's going to be short. Yes, it is. Broad hanging around, and it's a good cross. And I thought there was a touch from Hall to turn that away, but Mick Payne alongside me. He's the, apart from being a general coach, he's also goalkeeping coach for the England non-league side. And was the goalkeeper a little slow there?
He may have been. It looked like he may have just got caught out. But in saying that, Charles, I actually thought Ebbsfleet got caught out on the corner there. It was taken short, as you say, and the delivery went in too easily for me. You've got to stop the source.
I thought that Matt Hall may have got a touch to that,
the goalkeeper,
but the referee decided it was a Dagenham player with the last touch. Dagenham with the ball with Haig in midfield. It's lost out to Samuel, I beg your pardon. Seaman is lurking on the right-hand side, but he's not going to get it. He's going to have to pursue the man on the ball, who is sprawled. And Dagenham moving the ball around sweetly on that left-hand side.
Well, what's happened, Charles? They've been allowed to grow into the game a little bit. That's what I've seen.
Well, Ebbsfleet started brightly,
Didn't they?
but they've let Dagenham into it a little bit. They've instead of pressing down on their throat, they've eased off a little. Oh, and there's a bump with Nelson and Stevenson, but the ball runs away and it's picked up by Kennedy and Passley, who's been having a good spell with Ebbsfleet, especially since Christmas. Coker in midfield. Coker twists and turns back to Nelson. Nelson, who was sent off in the Kent Senior Cup game on Tuesday evening at Maidstone. And some spectators at Chippenham last week thought he had a tackle that deserved another red card, but he escaped that one. And the ball in midfield with Christian Ngesson wearing the number 8 as he did when he was here at Stonebridge Road. Some people would have liked to have seen Ngesson maybe return to Stonebridge Road after his sojourn at Sutton and then at Dagenham, but he's remained with the Daggers. Matt Hall clears his lines. The ball down the right wing. It's a good defensive header. Edsa trying to pick it up, but it runs to Kennedy. Kennedy now to Passley. Passley back to Olagunju. Olagunju scored last week to become, I think, the 19th Ebbsfleet player to score this season, which is quite a remarkable record. Chapman. Hessenthaler going in where other players may fear to tread. Nelson back to Matt Hall, the goalkeeper. Hall in pink.
I've got to say, Charles, they do look comfortable in possession here, Ebbsfleet. They look very, very comfortable.
Well, Hall's been caught out of possession here, and Haig has robbed him. Haig's in the area. Haig gets the ball onto his left foot, onto his right foot. Curls. Hessenthaler comes in. Chapman with an intervention. Kennedy sneaks it away, and Chapman brings the ball out. And that was a poor piece of play there by Nelson, but luckily Chapman and Kennedy got him out of that one.
They did. I'm just saying, you know, if you like the commentator's curse, but they have looked really comfortable in possession, and say you just cannot give that away in that defensive third. It's too easy.
Chapman across field with a ball to Passley. Passley in the sunshine on the far side. He's got Charlie Seaman lurking outside of him. Oh, and down goes Ed, so that's going to be a free kick about 5 yards outside the Dagenham area. The Dagenham fans in the segregated area to the right of that Swanscombe end. Ebbsfleet fans on the left.
Yeah, it's a good contingent, isn't there, of Daggers fans there to the left-hand side.
Yeah, they're going to enjoy the sunshine, what's left of it.
Yeah, exactly.
The sun's soon going to go out when we get into the second half. Yeah. So, who's over this? I think Seaman might be involved, possibly. Although I fancy Coker to deliver this with his left foot to curl it in, the former Barnet man. And there's a change of shirt. Is that a blood shirt coming on?
Not sure. I don't know. It's the you know, they sometimes wear these heart monitors. I don't know if that's come loose or something like that. Something's happened.
It might have been a yellow undershirt. It was Haig who's taken the undershirt off. Maybe he was too hot, which I find hard on a day like this.
You're
when
correct.
It's only about 8 degrees out there. So Coker considers this with his left foot. He's on the corner of the box. Coker to deliver. It's a decent one. Oh, and it's headed clear. Good defensive header, and it's the first corner of the game for Ebbsfleet, coming after 8 1/4 minutes. And the scoreline is Ebbsfleet 0, Dagenham 0. Lee Bradbury's men holding the Fleet at bay. And I've got to say, on that performance at Victoria Road on the opening day, really Dagenham didn't look prepared for the new season.
No, I do feel for the manager. You know, he came in new. It's a new squad, as you said, and didn't really get his feet under the table before he had the first game come. But listen, it's been nip and tuck. He's still growing as a, you know, in terms of his first 11, if you like.
The corner's about to be delivered. This time I think it's going to be Chapman. Near post. Oh, and ricocheting and a header from Hessenthaler wide of the mark. But Ebbsfleet with a decent effort there from that corner. It was actually Seaman that delivered it.
Well, you just mentioned about the delivery. Seaman has actually delivered that really, really well. You know, these are the sort of things they do, Charles. You know, in the week, work on these set pieces, get the delivery right, get the runners there. And so on another occasion, that might even nestle in the back of the net.
I think the expression is get it in the mix, and they got it in the mix. I mean, if you get it in the 6-yard area with bodies around it, anything can happen.
Exactly. You know, you want to put it in there with quality. There's no doubt about that. But you've got to say it was a quality delivery.
I think with Coker and with Seaman, they've got players that can deliver a good set piece. There's a good defensive header from Olagunju, picked up by Chapman. Chapman's going to run the ball down, but Sam Graham sees it out of play for a throw-in.
You just mentioned the boy Olagunju, and it's someone I haven't seen too much of, but he looks a very accomplished sort of player.
He's really improved as the season's got on. He's become a very authoritative figure. And last week he got his first goal of the season, joining the long list of Ebbsfleet players, and he's been involved in a collision. It's not a foul. The referee didn't signal a foul. There's a Dagenham player gone to ground. Dagenham, of course, today are missing Andy Carroll. If anybody came here expecting to see the former Liverpool and West Ham striker, he's out injured with a leg injury at the moment. So I think Dagenham are stretched a little bit with injuries, aren't they, Mick?
Yeah, they have been very, very stretched. Also, they lost the boy Stan Leach, who got sent off the other day. So he played on Tuesday, but he's got now three-month ban. But no, Andy Carroll, I mean, he's someone that, listen, any side would miss, because he's a presence not just on the field but off the field as well, where he just brings other people in about. For me, he's professionalism.
And at this level, a bit of professionalism goes a long way.
Exactly.
Hessenthaler, one of the great professionals in this Ebbsfleet side, trying to feed Edsa, but Edsa's struggling to get away from Engesson, and Engesson claims he had his shirt pulled. He should be used to that now, Christian. Never scored for Ebbsfleet, got in some great positions, but would never pull the trigger.
Yeah, as I said, I think, listen, he's had a tidy career, there's no doubt about it, but I'm sure he'd like to add a few goals to those appearances, if you like, Charles.
It became a bit of a joke, really, that he would never score.
Well, I think he's carried on at Daggers as well, in terms of...
He's good-natured about it.
Oh, it is, yeah, exactly. I've seen him score one or two decent strikes, though, but there's been plenty where, as you say, doesn't pull the trigger.
I think he did score a goal for you last season.
He did.
And I wished I'd have been there to see it, actually. Pashley, with a defensive header, sends the ball out to Haig on the far side. Haig whips it back in. Matt Hall's underneath it, clad in pink from head to toe. What do you think of goalkeeper fashions these days, Mick?
Well, I'll tell you now, I won't be wearing pink, sorry. But listen,
how am I not surprised about that?
The old green shirt was always one for me.
You wouldn't have a pink one in your goalkeeping shirt collection? No.
Well, I may do, but I'll have to check that tonight.
Now this is a good piece of pressure play from Samuel, but he can't win the corner, and it goes out for a goal kick.
But he's come in. This Matt Hall, he's just come in to the club.
It was at AFC Taunton, and Ebbsfleet, they lost Mark Cousins, who after a great playing career has gone to be a coach at the Ipswich Town Academy, goalkeeping coach, and we had to say goodbye to him. And Matt Hall was recruited after playing against Ebbsfleet, and I think the week he came in, Guillermo Belagambi broke his leg against Tottenham the week, in fact, he was signed. And Belagambi, he's going to be sidelined until next season, so Matt Hall immediately got his chance, with cover being provided by Jonathan McCauley, who's on loan from Watford. The 20-year-old Swedish goalkeeper who's on the bench today. Here's Nelson. Nelson to Hessenthaler, who always fills in the gaps at the back when any of the players go forward. Olagunju turns. Back to his goalkeeper. Stevenson, a willing runner up front, and defensive header only finds Kennedy. Kennedy forward to Pashley in space. Pashley with Seaman outside of him, but there's Seaman in the sunshine. Chapman to Seaman to Pashley. Pashley into the box. Oh, and it was almost into the path of Coker, who was ranging forward, and up steps Olagunju. Olagunju in space, decides to turn to Edsa. Edsa out to Coker on the left-hand side. Coker, well, he tried to drop a shoulder, but his shoulder's being dropped for him with good pressure play from Lusala. And Chapman couldn't hold on to the ball as it came to him.
Just a little bit intricate there, wasn't it, from Ebbsfleet? Just, he got tight really and just didn't have no options.
Well, that's
the difference,
That is the trick of the clever interplay, but just doing enough and not too much.
Yeah.
Because quite often you can make one pass too many and it just breaks down. So it is a delicate balance.
Yeah, it happened on that occasion, and what happens is just give Dagenham and Redbridge a chance to get their players in a good starting position, just to nullify the attack.
Nelson picks the ball up off of Hall, swings it forward. Chapman Well, he won the throw-in, and Chapman is almost providing the closest support for Dominic Samuel. Coker will take the throw. Samuel's not been too much involved so far. Coker again. Coker runs the ball infield. He finds Pashley. Now it's Seaman. Seaman was going to break away down the right-hand side, but he found Broad in his way. Throw to Ebbsfleet. We've had 15 minutes gone. It's Ebbsfleet 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Ebbsfleet starting this game in 8th position. Dagenham in 12th. Olagunju. Nelson surges forward, finds Coker, inside to Samuel. Samuel coming deep to pick the ball up. Gets it to Hessenthaler. Edser. Out to Seaman. Seaman, a short ball to Chapman. Chapman chips it up. And that was a good defensive header there from Lusala. Ebbsfleet probably holding sway in terms of possession at the moment.
Yeah, well, as I said, they look very, very comfortable in possession. You can see they've got good shape.
Tunbridge 1-1 at Slough at the moment. And Ebbsfleet can't get the ball in the box, and it comes away with Dagenham. Stevenson lays it off on the halfway line. Oh, it's a good run by Haig. He's a lively player.
He
finds Stevenson. Stevenson, edge of the box, swings it across. And a good intervention by Pashley. No nonsense, clears it out for the throw-in.
You're dead right, though, Charles. You know, boy Haig is someone I've watched on numerous occasions. He's someone who, his first thought is, can I go forward? It's exciting, you know. Sometimes he don't always make the right decisions, but
what's impressed me in the first 16 minutes is he pops up all sorts of
exactly
where you least expect him.
No, that's exactly that. I mean, it's a good spot.
It's like whack-a-mole, you know. You get him here and he pops up somewhere else.
Yeah, he's got the Duracell batteries. I tell you that. He's all over the shop.
So the throw comes in for the Daggers. Played in. The goalkeeper stays at home. Samuel back helping out his defence. Gets away from Ngessen. Does very well indeed. Lawless comes in with a heavy challenge on Samuel, the Fleet's leading goal scorer. He took a bad tumble there. A couple of scorelines coming in. Bath 1, Worthing 0, the league leaders. Dorking 1, Chippenham 0. Horsham 0, Chelmsford 1, Slough 1, Tunbridge 1.
Just mentioned about the two clubs here, though. You know, we've got Ebbsfleet, of course, and Daggers. I think they're two clubs that have had to sort of really reset. They really have to reset.
Well, they both came down last season. I think it was a bit of a culture shock for both sides.
Exactly, for both sides. Both clubs, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, both clubs are desperate to get back in the National League. There's no doubt about that. But it's going to be a tall order because it's a very, very competitive league.
In a way, last season, Ebbsfleet were relegated very early on because it was a horrendous season. It was probably easier to cope with than it was for Dagenham, who held out some hope of staying in the league a lot longer.
Should have stayed in the league.
Yeah.
Should have done. There's no doubt about that. I saw a number of games at the end of the season, and they were tentative. They were tentative in terms of trying to get the 3 points. They was happy to get the 1 point, and in the end, they're undoing slightly.
Anyway, they've got the ball in possession now. They're playing it out from the back. Ebbsfleet trying to regain possession. And there's a tassel involving Tim Dieng and Olagunju. Dieng won the ball, and it was almost a good one for Joe Haig again. Haig is just is a wriggler.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. That's a really good description, if you like.
I think back to 500 years ago when I used to play, I'd be at right back and I'd hate a player like that because you can't turn against them. You know, their balance is so good, their centre of gravity is so low, and I think Josh Pashley is going to be pleased if somebody else could take him on.
Well, I think you just used the other word, you know, in terms of he's unpredictable. That's the one thing that Joe Haig does, but. Look, this game's got 20 minutes in, more or less, Charles. It just looks like it needs a spark, doesn't it? Needs. You can see both sides are sort of looking and see if there's a strength, is there a weakness, to see where they can just find that little passage of play.
Well, the two teams are only 5 points apart in the
Correct.
league, and they look very well matched at the moment.
Exactly.
Oh, there's a chance for Samuel, though. He's on the edge of the box. Samuel shoots. Oh, and the goalkeeper turns it away. That should have been 1-0. We talked about the balance of play. Samuel had what I'm sure he would consider to have been a golden chance there, but he perhaps snatched it a little bit just from inside the box, and it's gone away for a corner.
Well, you say snatch it. I think he was surprised. He's surprised. He was in acres of space. There's no doubt about that.
Nobody near him, was there?
Nowhere. He just sort of broke to him nicely. You've got to say Sam Howes in the Daggers goal has stretched out a lovely right hand, put it round to the corner, but a glorious opportunity there.
Do you think he should have gone early like that, or should he have tried to do a bit more for the keeper?
Well, perhaps so. The ball's just swung in. But no, you're dead right. Could he have gone? You know, sometimes what happens with strikers like that, if you take the ball early, you catch the keeper out. That's what he's trying to do. And I think you're right.
The goalkeeper couldn't set himself if he had an early goal.
Yeah, but as you say, he didn't really get good purchase on it, did he?
No.
He caught it, but not enough. And it gave Sam Howes a chance, but it was a glorious chance, just to be fair.
Anyway, the corner was taken. It came to nothing. It ran out, and it's going to be a goal kick now. Dominic Samuel, I'm sure, will want to atone for that. He's been in a rich vein of goal scoring just lately. Got 2 last week at Chippenham. And not just tap-ins, but good quality goals too. And Olagunju was hoping to win that, but Dieng was there first. And Ebbsfleet struggling a little bit, but they've got it back down with Kennedy. Now Chapman with Coker running away down his left-hand side. Chapman keeps going, and he serves up Coker, but it's going to be a struggle for him. And has the referee awarded the corner? No, he's not. It's a goal kick.
I think what you said earlier on. They do look very lively. Once they get in that sort of a Daggers half, they get in that half, and there's a lot of bodies, a lot of opportunities to pass the ball off. There's a lot of support from Ebbsfleet players. It's on the lad on the ball.
So the ball played down the right-hand side, and it's Josh Wright, the Ebbsfleet manager, who fields the ball as it drops to him in the technical area. So it's going to be an Ebbsfleet throw. Ben Coker takes it to Nelson. Ronnie Nelson to Olagunju to Pashley. Pashley really having a bit of a golden period in the middle of the season. Long may it continue. Charlie Seaman. Ebbsfleet knocking it about confidently, but they need to be penetrative as well. And it's a beautiful touch by Samuel, but it was just a little too much for Edsa.
Yeah, like you just said, you can just see Ebbsfleet just probing. They're probing. Can they see the Daggers? You've got to say the Daggers are keeping quite a good shape defensively, but Ebbsfleet are definitely probing, trying to just find that opening goal.
I think the point you made about the space that Samuel had for that chance that the goalkeeper saved, I think they're hoping that if Dagenham can leave that sort of gap once, they can leave it again.
Yeah.
And Ebbsfleet are hoping that they can just unlock that sort of opportunity. Here's Olagunju. Plays it forward. Chapman. Maintains possession, but he has to run the ball backwards to do it. To Olagunju. Olagunju on the touchline in the sunshine to Matt Hall. The Fleet keeper back to Olagunju. And Stevenson runs his socks off trying to shut him down. Ball knocked up to Samuel. This could be good. He takes it on his chest. He's outside the area. Here's Samuel. Samuel shoots. Samuel scores! Samuel with his 13th of the season. Dominic Samuel on 24 minutes makes it 1-0 to Ebbsfleet. Dominic Samuel, well, he had a golden opportunity a couple of minutes ago, but that one he made no mistake from just inside the area. Dominic Samuel makes it Ebbsfleet 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0.
Well, you've got to say he's took that absolutely terrifically well. Again, you called it earlier, Charles, in terms of he had that space. I wouldn't say he had the same type of space, but he had a one-on-one with one Daggers defender. Took that really, really well. His first touch was sublime, and when he finished, he's actually finished with real panache. And what I mean by that, he's seen where the keeper is, took his opportunity and hit it with pace, kept it down low, and it was a really, really top quality finish, I've got to say that.
Well, let me ask you something, Mick. You've seen plenty of strikers over the years at all sorts of levels. That looked like a striker full of confidence, absolutely bang on form.
Yeah, correct. As I said, it was his first touch over his shoulder, see where the defender was. And you know something, Joe? He's not hit it too hard. He's hit it with what I call precise, precision. He's actually put that in down to the keeper's left. Excellent finish.
Jimmy Greaves used to pass the ball into the net, and that's what Dominic did.
Yeah, but he's put it. But it wasn't pacey, but it was enough. It was a really good. But it was all about the first touch from him that got him in that position. You could just see. I said it earlier. You could just see Ebbsfleet probing, and they wanted that opportunity, and they've got it.
Well, we were talking a couple of minutes ago about the the space that Dagenham left him in earlier, and that we were expecting Ebbsfleet to try and find another space like that. Well, they got it, and Samuel made no mistake with the second effort that he was given. But here come Dagenham. They're going to try and put things to rights with the ball down the right-hand side. It's a hopeful ball towards Stevenson, but it's back with Samuel. Samuel in absolutely golden form at the moment. He's a man that was finding goals hard to come by earlier in the season. The build-up play was good, but the ball wasn't going in the back of the net. But since just before Christmas, he got one. It was almost one of those that went off his backside at Chelmsford before Christmas, and that was the start of everything falling into place.
Yeah, well, that's what you need. That's what you need as a striker. That's what you live and die on it. They're food and drink goals. You got, if it's a little tapping, if it's a worldie in the top corner, they all count. And as I said, for me, he's looked threatening. What's impressed me, because he's playing as that lone striker. Yes, you've got the other two behind him, Chapman and Edson just behind him, but he's prepared to just find that little bit of room, that little pocket of space. That's what he's doing. Without the ball, he's being bright and clever.
What is it they say, Mick? Form is temporary, quality is
permanent.
And he's got quality.
Yeah, no, you can see it. But his movement must have been impressive for me.
So with a free kick, Dagenham press forward. Ebbsfleet get it away through Hessenthaler to Chapman. Chapman is pulled down by Lusala, who... well, Chapman, he's got to rearrange his headband. So I don't know what Lusala was grabbing hold of there.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in that, really. I think,
Chapman looked as though he was falling over. Yeah,
exactly. He's right in front of us. And I sometimes the referee's there and I can see it, but... Was it a foul?
Well, no, it was gravity.
It was, wasn't it?
Chapman was backing to try and get to the ball, and the further he went back, the more he went over.
Yeah, and the more he went into Lusala, really. But
and then anyway. when Lusala moved, Chapman fell to the floor.
Exactly. So there's a free kick.
They all do it.
They all do it, matey. They all do it. You're right.
Hessenthaler trying to win the ball, but Tim Dieng got there first. Ronnie Nelson tries to recover it, and the referee found something that Ngessen didn't like. And it's a free kick awarded to Dagenham.
What's happening there? You've got to say, Ebbsfleet are really managing this game very, very well at the moment. Very well indeed.
They need a second goal, though.
Well, listen, we all need second goals in a game. We know that one's never going to be enough. But at the moment, you can see there. I'm just looking at their back line here. Good old communication. You can hear it. It's a good shape. Just keeping it tight. Very, very good indeed.
This is also interesting. When they need to go to a 4, Charlie Seaman just drops back.
You can see it, can't you?
So it's a very fluent system. Haig gets the ball out to the left wing. Dagenham coming forward with purpose. Ball swung across goal. It's going to go a long way and into touch. And Dagenham aren't going to hurt Ebbsfleet with balls like that.
No, and it's loose. I say it many, many times. Whoever I'm summarising or commentating on, when players have got time, Charles, when they've got time, pick someone out. That is just a loose, sloppy ball. Sorry, but it's a loose, sloppy ball. When you're under pressure, I get it. But when you've got time, get a good delivery in.
Just right, just having a quiet word with Ben Chapman there, maybe making a small adjustment.
Maybe.
Chapman as busy as he always is, playing in quite a forward position alongside Edsa, as you say, behind Samuel.
Yeah, you can just see that, and that's good. When they're going forward, you can just see they really go and support their front man. Here's a chance again.
Here's Seaman picking the ball up in midfield. Samuel capitalises, turns out to Passley. Nice ball down the line to Seaman, who just about keeps it in. But it's played out for a throw into Ebbsfleet, about 5 yards up from the corner flag. So they're down by the Swanscombe end, where the Dagenham supporters are. Here's Passley, the former Dover and Havant man, swings the ball across. And it's a long one. Coker's there. Here's the furthest player forward. He recovers it, recycles it for Edsa. Coker to Hessenthaler. Hessenthaler stabs it short forward to Chapman. His ball into the box is easily taken by Sam Howes. And to be fair, Sam Howes has made one save from Samuel, and that's about it.
Well, as you say, both keepers, that's about it, really. There's a couple of crosses gone in. But I just want to come back to the passage of play before, where Samuel's came that little bit deeper, Charles. That's clever play from a centre forward. What you do, you just make it difficult for the centre half. Do I go with him or do I stay with him?
Yeah.
You can just see it's very, very, what I call clever, intelligent play.
And we've seen Samuel do that several times this afternoon.
Yeah.
Where he drops deep and he lays the ball off his midfield colleagues, who then generally work it down the wings, and he's back in the middle for it.
Yeah, they just run beyond him a little bit. It's very, very clever.
Now there are 2 men offside. If the linesman, yes, he does want to give it. Stevenson was the man furthest forward. I like the old days when the linesmen used to just put their flag up
straight away.
Yeah.
I mean, that situation there, we see it many times. That could have been a clash with the keeper and Hay, out of nothing.
Yeah.
And it would have been brought back for offside. Just put your flag up, done. I mean, but listen, what do we know, Charles, sometimes?
We're dinosaurs, Mick.
Well, I don't know about dinosaurs. I just think we talk about, what I see as a sensible situation to avert danger.
Well, yeah, if 2 players had gone for the ball and there was a physical collision, somebody
offside.
could have got injured and it would have been unnecessary.
Exactly. Put the flag up straight away, but here we are.
I'm sure that FIFA will come up with some magnificent rule. Oh, Pashley, lovely little run, but he loses possession to Lusala. And now Dieng, the former Gillingham player, lays the ball off. It's going to come down the left-hand side. Dagenham probing, but not really making too much progress.
Yeah, no, they've not made any headway at all. As I said, if you move the ball slowly, it just gives the opposition a chance to get set. And that's exactly what Ebbsfleet are doing there. Because Daggers are moving the ball slowly, and you said about purpose, you've got to move it purposely, really do it quickly. But at the moment, I wouldn't say it's mundane, but it's not fast enough. And Ebbsfleet have got a chance to set.
What was interesting in that move there, earlier we said that the Fleet, they went to a back 4 with Seaman dropping on the right-hand side. When play built down the right-hand side, Coker dropped into left-back position, so they had 4, but it was loaded onto the left-hand side.
Exactly.
So they can do it either side.
Yeah, and again, this is what you do on the training field. These are the coaching things you do.
So the system appears to suit these players. But here's a great run here. And is it Stevenson coming through? He's on the edge of the box. He's going to pull the trigger. Paul makes a save. Edsa's there to tidy up. Oh, and Edsa's taken out. That was a bad foul.
Lusala, I believe.
And Edsa's down. Edsa clearing the ball away. And the referee, he needs to deal with this. Haig, he's had a great game so far, but that was a late challenge.
Yeah, it was a late challenge. I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to go in the book. But just go back, it was a chance for Stevenson. You know what must be disappointing for the Daggers, though? He gets his shot away. Yeah, he's gone in the book there, but he gets his shot away. Matt Hall's made a decent save, but he's parried it back into what I call a danger position. There was not one Dagenham Redbridge player there to follow up. In those situations, when shots go away, you need players to follow up. Yeah, Matt Hall's made a decent save, but he's parried it back in what I call a danger zone.
It should have been a yellow shirt coming in on it, shouldn't it?
Well, you've got exactly. There's no one in there. You've got to say.
That's a situation where Haig,
exactly,
you would have expected him to pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I go back to it. The likes of Engessam and people like that. Midfield players have got to bust a gut to get in the box and hopefully pick up pieces.
You've got one job, and that's it.
Exactly.
Support your forwards.
Exactly. And but decent strike from Stevenson, but good save from the Ebbsfleet man.
Kennedy wins the ball in midfield. Oh, through to Samuel. Samuel out to the far side where Seaman picks it up again for Chapman. Chapman, can he get past his man? No, but he can get a throw in.
So the boy Samuel for me is the nucleus of every what I call quality attack. He, as I said, he's already coming off to his players. He's getting himself half turned. He's giving Daggers a lot of things to think about.
Seaman again. Oh, that goes into the side netting. So it's going to be a goal kick. The shadow of the main stand is now cast across the entire width of the pitch, and it's beginning to creep up the old stand on the far side. The Dagenham supporters at the Swanscombe end, they're still in some sunshine. Olagunju heads the ball clear to Coker. Nelson.
Yeah, I'll just look at the setup here for Daggers. At the moment, you've got to say the back line of Ebbsfleet are really comfortable. They've only got Stevenson to really worry about in terms of, all right, I'll mark him, I'll stay spare, whatever you want to do. I think he's got to get back and put 2 up top here, Lee Bradbury, if he wants to get something out of this game.
Throw in taken by Dagenham. Nelson underneath it. Coker helps it on its way, but it keeps it in play. Nelson sends it out for a throw. And Nelson looks as though he took a knock. And Coker is not happy about that.
I don't think it was anything intent, really. I think it's just as he was going up, as I said, he just got a little bit of a clonk on the bridge of the nose a little bit there. But the referee's not seen that as a problem.
So we've had 34 minutes on the clock. It's Ebbsfleet 1, Dagenham 0. The goal scored after 24 minutes. An absolutely beautiful goal from Dominic Samuel. But it won't win the Fleet goal of the season, I wouldn't have thought. There are some other contenders for that, but this is a good chance now. And Gesson down by the corner flag swings the ball across. It's headed partially clear. Coker on the end of it, and it's bouncing around on the edge of the box. And Kennedy gets it away. The Fleet can regroup. Dagenham trying to get it in through Harrock. And Josh Wright absolutely going ballistic in his dugout, in his technical area.
Well, he's going ballistic because he just wanted cover round on this left-hand side. That's what he was, demanding. But I go back to that chance from Gesson again. You called it on commentary there. He's just you've got to put the ball in with quality. He just hoped it was going to go in there. That's the difference.
It wasn't played with menace, was it?
Well, that's it. With menace, with purpose, with real direction.
Haig helps the ball out to the left-hand side. Ebbsfleet trying to get back, and Hessenthaler doing what a Hessenthaler does, getting in with a challenge, sending the ball away, averting danger.
Yeah, all day long for me. He's a sort of player that is a manager's dream, in my opinion. Someone who's a methodical, consistent. The word I use, consistent. He's a consistent performer. That's what he does.
And I think what Hessenthaler does, apart from anything else, is he helps other players
Correct.
play. He helps the Edsers on the ball.
Yep.
But they're getting away now. It's a good piece of play by Passley to win the ball back into Matt Hall in goal. Headed clear for a throw-in. Oh no, it's going to be kept in by Passley. Passley and Seaman have got a wonderful combination down that right-hand side. They interchange. Passley tends to be holding more than Seaman, but Seaman can fill in when necessary.
Well, that's all down to communication and if you like, trust. You've got to have trust with the man in front
Samuel,
of you.
they played the ball across the edge.
Dangerous,
The edge of the area, and Samuel got ahead to it. It was lucky for Dagenham, he couldn't control it. But here's Olaganju, a lovely move forward to Samuel. Samuel onto the halfway line where Passley picks it up. Now Kennedy out to Seaman. Passley again. Passley thoughtful about what he's going to do with it. Ebbsfleet not hurried.
In control though. They're in control, Charles. They're in control of the football match at the moment. Keeping the ball like a piece of gold. It's vital. It's valuable. They're not giving it away cheaply.
Coker. He was taken out after the ball was played to Nelson. Edser, he couldn't hang on to it, but he's going to come back and try and win it back. Nelson's back on his feet and hustling. Conor Lawless serves the ball up to Gesson. He play it across the park. They're quite busy going across the field, but not too active going forward.
The penetration, as you say, you just need to penetrate the back line of Ebbsfleet. But as I said, they're set again. They're back into a 5 now, the Ebbsfleet boys.
It's noticeable a couple of times there, and Gesson just put his palms outstretched as if to say, what am I going to do? Who am I going to pass to? Who's available for me? Olagunju intercepts. It's now with Chapman, Coker. Chapman on the touchline. Up to Edser. It's a poor ball back. Stevenson lays it off to Gesson, and Gesson's going through the middle, but he can't. That was never a foul.
Didn't look like it, did it? Charles, didn't look like it. I think he was just on the run, wasn't he? And he's gone in the book as well, the Ebbsfleet man.
He lost possession.
Yeah.
Edser lost possession. And Gesson lost possession.
Kennedy's gone in the book as well. Whether he said something to the referee, and the referee straight away got the yellow card out. So what you don't want to do, from an Ebbsfleet point of view, you don't want to entice the opposition back into the game, because at the moment Daggers are having to scrap to find any sort of a rhythm, if you like, in the game. They've got his free kick, so it's a bit sloppy, if you like, from Ebbsfleet. Whether it's a free kick or not, but you just can't let the opposition back in.
I think Gesson looks as though he knew he'd lost.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah,
he kind of ran out of steam.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a free kick. Lawless is over it, and Gesson's over it. I think it may be Haig as well. Here comes the free kick. No, it's going to be Gesson. Plays a ball into the box. And Gesson comes to try and recover it, and he does, and he's just delighted to get it into the 6-yard box, where Matt Hall grabs it out of the air. It was too easy for Matt Hall.
Yeah, so he grabbed it out of the air. It's picking apples off a tree, that, wasn't it, for the keeper? Again, the free kick was well worked, but again, it was no pace to it, was it? It was very methodical and slow.
Predictable.
That's the word. It's predictable, and when it's predictable, go back to it. You've got to try to keep the opposition guessing. If it's too predictable, it's easy to defend.
But the man who's not keeping them guessing isn't guessing.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I couldn't resist that.
No, well done. I like that. Yep. Oh, yes, as you've been working on that one.
So, yeah, I've had a couple of seasons to work on that.
Yeah, good.
Anyway, Dagenham come forward again. They're trying to get their... I was going to say they're trying to get themselves back in on level terms, but Lusala goes down. Kennedy with a little nudge, so it's going to be a free kick to be taken by Ngessen in his own half. And they try and play it down the line where... Oh, Olaganju slips, but luckily Nelson's there to help him out. Stevenson was almost on it, and Hall sends it away. It's a slightly casual ball out of play, and Ngessen really gives away possession too cheaply to Edsa. Edsa cuts across field, takes it to the touchline, and Ebbsfleet are on the attack again, recycling the ball through Coker. Now Hessenthaler. Jake Hessenthaler doing what his old man never did, wear the red shirt of Ebbsfleet. Here's Passley. Passley now Seaman. And Dagenham funneling back, everybody's back behind the ball. No real ambition in terms of the way they're setting themselves up. That was a poor ball forward by Edsa, go straight into the arms of the keeper. We've got less than 5 minutes now before half time. It's Ebbsfleet 1, Dagenham 0.
You just called it, ambition. They've not got, they've got an outlet in just with Stevenson. He seems to be like a lone wolf up top, but at the moment, he's being easily marshalled. He really is.
Well, that was offside by a long way. Lusala, the fullback, was the most further forward player for Dagenham. I mean, if Stevenson on his own up top is what you're going to offer, you've got to have players supporting him, and it's not happening.
It's not happening at all. As I said, Hayes started brightly, as you called it as well, Jazz, in terms of he was getting here, there and everywhere at the moment. Since that foul he gave away, he seems to have, not say lost his way, but he just seems not to be...
I think he's been firefighting elsewhere, and he's not been able to get
correct.
forward and support.
No, I can see it, but you do need... Stevenson's a willing running up top for Daggers, but you've got to have your midfield players getting alongside him.
Matt Hall takes the free kick. Matt Hall, the goalkeeper, you get close to him here, Mick. What do you think of that physique?
Yeah, he seems to be playing with presence. He's, you can see
he's
that.
got the physique for a keeper.
Yeah, without doubt. Yeah, it looks a very accomplished in terms. I say it many times. You've got to have technical ability, you've got tactical nous, and you've got to have physicality. He's definitely got physicality, and just like to see a bit more of him. That mental strength, see what that's about.
But the less you see of him means that Ebbsfleet are on the attack. So
correct.
Dominic Samuel goes down. It's a free kick for the Fleet just outside the area, and going past us behind the commentary box is Gio Belligambi with his crutches. Good to see him at the ground as part of his recovery, but it'll be a little while before we see him back between the sticks.
You just mentioned Samuel, though. He's just drawn the free kick again. Every time he's been involved in the game, he's made something happen in this first half. There's no doubt about it. Yes, he's got the goal, but he's been influential in all Ebbsfleet's attacking play.
Certainly leading the line, as they say. So it's going to be Charlie Seaman with his right foot from the left-hand side of the edge of the box. Curls it in. Samuel wasn't far away, but it's going to come out to Chapman. Oh, takes a deflection. Is going to go away for... Is it a throw-in? Well,
yeah.
When they swing the ball into that 6-yard area, it's causing some confusion for Dagenham. They don't look at all comfortable.
Well, you've seen it. I've watched it a number of times, and sometimes I want to see someone take responsibility. That's the word, responsibility. Yes, it's my ball. I'm going to win it.
Chapman, does he? No, he can't keep it in. It's gone out for a goal kick. Yeah, that responsibility at the back. You want a player that other players can look to and say, you're the leader.
Well, you say the leader. What you've got to be demanding of yourself, and you've got to be demanding of other people. So be demanding of yourself. I'm going to win that. Yes, second people. I'm going to win the second ball. But I've got to say, we've coming up to the closing embers of this first half. And Ebbsfleet deserve to be in front. There's no doubt about it.
I think in terms of leadership, Ebbsfleet have got one or two players like Hessenthaler, like Samuel, like Coker, that are out there. They've got the experience, and they are leading the younger players. And they've still got other players within the squad like Appiah and Maxima. They can add to that as well, which could hold them in good stead as the season continues. Stevenson does well, gets the ball to Haig. Haig cuts across field, but he's going sideways. He's trying to get away from Kennedy. Kennedy's sticking with him. Kennedy holds him up. The ball's back with Lawless.
Got to say there again, Kennedy's done a really good job for his team now. He hasn't won the ball, but he's, as you said, he's marshalled him out to the side and bought time for his team. Excellent play. People don't notice that.
Lisala tries to win the ball in the air as he does on the right wing. Stevenson goes for it, but he's taken out of the equation by Kennedy. Kennedy to Coker, Coker to Kennedy, and it comes off of the attacker, and it's going to be an Ebbsfleet throw. We're closing in on half time. We've got 30 seconds to go, plus any time added on.
Well, it might be a minute, I suppose. I don't think any the physio's not been on, and I think there's a couple of times the referee just sort of stopped the play if someone got a knock. But no, at the moment, you've got to say Matt Hall in the Ebbsfleet goal really he's had one save from Stevenson, but he's not really been tested. And you've got to say Howes really hasn't been tested.
1 minute added, Mick.
Yeah,
you were bang on.
Well, there it is, yeah. You can see that.
And that was probably for the bookings.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yeah. But he said, it's Samuels really who's been the bright spark for me for Ebbsfleet.
And there's a foul on Chapman. And it was Christian and Gesson having a little bit of a tangle with Chapman. They were both here together, of course. And there's no bad blood between the players, I'm sure.
No.
But today, in this game, there's a little bit of niggle. I think maybe some frustration with Gesson that it's just not clicking for him at the moment.
Well, I think, we go back to it, sometimes when your confidence is not as strong as it should be, you're not looking to go forward. You might be looking to go sideways, backwards. I think that's what happened with Gesson. He wants to keep the football, but he's not prepared to go forward on it for me.
Here's Coker, left-footed delivery. It's going to go long. Nelson's underneath it. It goes out to Edsa on the edge of the box. Now, Olagunju, he's a long way from home out there, but he picks out Kennedy and it goes out of play. It's going to be the final act of the first half. They go in at half-time with the scoreline Ebbsfleet 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. The Fleet goal scored by Samuel on 24 minutes. Mick, your summary of the first half?
Yeah, again, I think Ebbsfleet started very, very well indeed. They started, taking the game to Daggers. Daggers sort of grew into the game a little bit, but then I go back to it, Chaz. The boy Samuel's up top. He's looked to threat. They thread the ball into him on numerous occasions. He's had one sighter, if you like, didn't really take the opportunity, but the next time it come along, great finish. And you're right, it was a really good quality goal. Daggers have offered, perhaps Stevenson has been a little bit of a lone wolf up top, and they've huffed their puff, but they've not really asked too many questions of the Ebbsfleet back line. And for me, you've got to say, Ebbsfleet have got their noses in front, and for me, deserve it.
So they go in at half-time with the scoreline Ebbsfleet 1, Dagenham Redbridge 0. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the second half. So until then, from Mick Payne and me, Charles Webster, for BBC Radio Kent, it's bye for now. lead. The ball with Chapman on the left wing. Chapman to Samuel. Samuel having his shirt pulled but retains possession. Now with Pashley. Ebbsfleet starting the second half at a terrific pace. The ball played out for an Ebbsfleet throw.
Yeah, you're dead right though, Charles. They've started with a terrific pace, but I'm sure that's exactly what Josh Wright has said to them. Look, we get the second goal, this game's done. Because at the moment, you've got to say, in terms of where Daggers are with this, they haven't really featured too much. So you can see that's going to be the instructions of how they want to start this second half.
Ebbsfleet earlier in the season struggling to kill teams off, and they'll certainly want to try and get that second goal as quickly as possible. Dagenham with the ball down the left-hand side. Pashley is underneath it. It's headed on for Haig, but Haig loses out to Olagunju. Olagunju tidying up. And this is the 5th game in succession that Dominic Samuel has scored.
Well, it's a great return, isn't it?
And Ebbsfleet have won the previous 4. So his form was coincided with an upturn in Ebbsfleet's form.
Oh, you always want that. If you've got goal scorers in your team, you've got a great chance of winning football matches. Simple as that.
Kennedy plays the ball forward. Samuel doesn't get to it. It's going to be run out of play by Magoma.
So didn't get to it, but again, he's just put in the back line of Dagenham under pressure. That's exactly what you want.
Ball helped away by Pashley. Samuel trying to get to it. It goes to Chapman. Comes away from him. And Stevenson running through, trying to trouble Olagunju, but the ball running into the arms of Matt Hall. And dusk is beginning to arrive at Stonebridge Road. The lights are on. The temperature's dropping, that's for sure. And the ball goes out for a throw-in on the halfway line. Charlie Seaman with this in front of the Fleet technical area. Still only one up top by the look of it, Mick, for Dagenham.
Well, at the moment it is, yeah. I'm surprised at that, to be told. Very just wants to just stay in the game for the time being, but sometimes you've just got to take the game to the opposition at the moment. I don't think they've taken the game to Ebbsfleet at all.
Ball played forward by Sam Graham, but it comes to Pashley. Pashley, ooh, off the head of Broad. And Dagenham playing it around confidently in their own half, but really not making a lot of progress. Kennedy sends it forward. Graham away. Now Kennedy. Kennedy looking for a runner. Finds Pashley. Hessenthaler. Pashley and Olagunju. It's the period last season when Olagunju fell out of favour, but he's well in favour now. Oh, a lovely ball by Samuel to Chapman on the edge of the area. Chapman plays the ball into the 6-yard line. It comes away, and Dagenham in a bit of a tangle, but they're going to survive. Christian Dieng playing a neat ball away. Pashley doing well to stop the progress of Broad. And Broad again into the centre of the pitch where Olagunju intercedes.
He's done that a few times this afternoon, Olagunju. He just sort of steps in, doesn't he? Steps in, sees the situation, reads it well, steps in very well indeed. I've been impressed with him. Let's go back to it, Charles. Just steps in. When you read the game as a defender, sometimes you've got to hold off, but sometimes you've got to step in, and he's done that 3 or 4 times very well.
I've noticed with Stevenson that Stevenson's made runs, and Olagunju has just positioned himself.
That's the key.
You're going to have to go round me, and that totally throws Stevenson.
Exactly, that's the key. But he's read the game very, very well. I'd like to see defenders, playing with real sort of thought. He's playing with real thought.
Hessenthaler with a defensive header just in front of the halfway line. It drops to Lusala. Lusala to Haig, who's operating on the right-hand side. Kennedy goes across the cover. Haig turns on the burners, but then checks. And the ball goes back to Ngeson. Ngeson plays it back to Graham. Ngeson again. And there's a ball played down the channel, but Olagunju's there. Stevenson's onto him, but he gets it away. Plays a 1-2 with Coker. And the ball makes some progress downfield, but comes back again to Kennedy. Good play by Coker. Graham heads it forward. And Gesson. Bit more purpose about what Dagenham are doing at the moment, penning Ebbsfleet in.
Well, it needed to be done. It's exactly that. They need to get something out of this game. But at the moment, you've got to say Ebbsfleet, I just think are looking pretty comfortable at the moment. Looking pretty comfortable. They're quite happy how this game's sort of panning out, and they know they can get that second as well. So Daggers, it's all about what Daggers do now.
Next goal could be crucial in the outcome of this game.
Yeah, without doubt. Without doubt.
Dieng walks the ball out of defence. To the right wing to Lusala. Well, Lusala went into Coker. I don't know that there was a foul, but there was a coming together. So it's a free kick to Dagenham.
Well, again, Josh Wright won't want that, as a manager. Again, you're just enticing the opposition back in. Daggers will take that. Of course, Lusala got brought down. They took it quickly, though.
Here's Haig in space. Everybody forward for Dagenham. Dagenham probably with more bodies in an attacking position than they've had for a long period in this game. Now Gesson trying to pull the strings, plays the ball out to the left-hand side to Broad. Broad down the line, and it was Harrock that got the ball across. It's still in danger for Ebbsfleet, but they clear their lines, and Samuel gives pursuit. It's not Dieng really, I beg your pardon, it's Lawless. And the ball running free for Sam Howes, the Dagenham goalkeeper, to come out and field it for Gesson. And Gesson to Broad on the left-hand side. Good spell of play this for Dagenham.
Yeah, correct. I think there's, as you said, just a slight bit more of an energy, an upbeat sort of a approach, if you like, to this second half. And they needed to do that because
they're playing with a bit more faith in themselves.
Well, that's the
they?
key. It's the key, faith, confidence. But they're moving the ball quicker. That's the difference. I said it earlier. You've got to move the ball quick.
Dieng to Lusala. Lusala gives the ball away cheaply to Coker. It's now with Kennedy. Kennedy with Coker raiding down the left-hand side, but he plays it infield to Samuel. Samuel holds on to it to Hessenthaler. Hessenthaler to Passley. Now Ebbsfleet respond. Seaman on the right wing to Chapman. Chapman chips it up to Seaman, trying to get behind Gesson, but Gesson does well. Takes the ball off of Seaman's toes and out for a throw-in.
Yeah, at least that's what Christian Gesson does. He does track players and does that type of thing very well indeed. Sloppy offside though, given away by Ebbsfleet there, wasn't it? Just not thinking.
Well, Seaman took the throw. He played it to Chapman. Chapman played it back to him, but Seaman was straight offside. So. Well,
straight offside. Or I go back to it. When you're coaching players, don't switch off. There's. What I say many times, when the ball goes dead, you've got to come alive. That's the key to it. You must come alive, and it's a cheap offside to give away.
And with the game so delicately poised, because there's only one goal in it, Ebbsfleet don't want to make any mistakes. Here's Edser. Edser with a fine engine to get him out of midfield. He's bursting down the left-hand side. Lusala's miles away from him. He's trying to get back to cover. Edser gets the ball in. It's going to come to Kennedy on the edge of the box. Kennedy shoots, and a diving save by Sam Howes. He dives to his right, turns the ball away, and it's corner number 3 for Ebbsfleet.
Yeah, you've got to say the boy Kennedy, as soon as that's come out on the edge of the box, right on the D of the edge of the box, his one thought is, can I get a shot away? He used the defenders as a shield, and he's curled it round. Hasn't hit it with a lot of pace, but Sam Howes has seen that pretty late, and he's done well. He's actually parried away out of danger.
But when Edser ran with the ball, where was Lusala? He lost him, didn't he?
Well, where was he? He looked like he was treading water a little bit. That's how it seemed to me.
So the corner, I think, will be delivered by Seaman. On the far side of the plough end.
Daggers keeping 2 up here in this corner.
Well, Daggers have only got 1 man on the halfway line. Oh, and the ball free in the 6-yard area, and in the end it was Howes who dived on it. And now Howes, I beg your pardon, it was 2 up. It was Haig wide on the left.
He was hiding in the dugout, wasn't he?
He was.
Right, literally, but it was. You could see there was 2 up.
He might as well have put Lee Bradbury's overcoat on.
Well, he was that close, wasn't he, to the tunnel, really.
Well spotted, Mick. Oh, and there's a lovely interception by Magoma to keep the ball away from Seaman. Now here's Broad coming down the left-hand side. Haig is peeling away to his left, but Broad chips it in, headed clear by Olagunju. And Seaman, well, his pocket was picked by Gesson. And now Lawless. Seeing a lot of the ball in this second half. And Ebbsfleet a little hesitant with their challenges. Haig, nice touch, and it takes a touch off of Nelson. There's a complaint, I think, from Stevenson that he was having his shirt pulled. I don't think the referee agreed with him.
No, listen, we know both managers would have different words to say. They know Daggers, Ebbsfleet know Daggers are going to have a go. They've got to come out and have a go. Simple as that. They've got to come out second half, and we've already mentioned it. You can see it. You can see the energy, enthusiasm, commitment, whatever you want to call it. And what happens now, Ebbsfleet have just got to not weather the storm, but just say, OK, let's see what you've got to break us down.
Well, the fact is, Dagenham need to play considerably better than they did in the first half.
Of course.
So they've got to raise their game.
Of course, and they've got to go for it, and Ebbsfleet will notice that.
Haig trying to get away from Passley, but Matt Hall is there. Passley runs on to receive the ball out from the goalkeeper. Passley to Seaman. Seaman, quick feet. Will it get him out of trouble? No, not quite. And this is dangerous. Dieng with men spare. And here's Haig on the edge of the box. Goes down. That's going to be a free kick. It had to be a free kick conceded by Kennedy.
He might be going in the book as well, Kennedy, is he?
Or is it Kennedy or is it Nelson?
Not sure, but Haig was in again. That just broke, well, fortunately for Daggers, and exactly what we just spoke about, Chaz, that Ebbsfleet cannot come off the horse here. They've got to stay focused, concentrate. As I say many, many times to players, things are non-negotiable. Concentration and focus. That's just lacking a little bit of concentration, wasn't it there?
Well, there's a set piece here for Dagenham. It's going to be just on the edge of the box for the Daggers. And if they were to score from this, boy, we set up for a final half an hour.
Well, it'll be Haig over this, because I say he had a strike the other day. Haig, he did get purchase on it and went through the wall. And I'm sure, if Josh Wright has done his homework, he knows Haig is a good technician. The wall's got to be big and strong here.
Haig over the ball, and Gesson behind him. He's unlikely to see it. And Gesson did take a kind of dummy free kick in the first half, but Haig will fancy his chances here. Matt Hall is going to have to be like Spider-Man to cover every corner of that goal. Who's the other player with Haig on the ball?
I think that's Connor Lawless, I think.
We can't see his number from here.
Yeah, I can't see it.
They're both sizing it up. And it's in front of the Dagenham supporters. It's going to be Haig. Here he comes, right-footed, over the bar. Not too far away, and that was whipped in with menace. And that's the sort of way that Dagenham have got to play in the remaining half an hour, with absolute purpose, but with a bit more precision.
Yeah, as I said, you get frustrated. You practice that as a player, with a wall there, and you did. It was a decent free kick, but you've got to employ the keeper to make a save. It goes over the bar, everyone's let off the hook, and you go again. So, that's a little bit of a warning shot to Ebbsfleet as well.
Oh my goodness, what a bad goal kick that was. It ends up in the stand. The ball just curled away as if it was carried by the wind, which actually isn't out there. Ball played into the area by Dagenham, taken by Matt Hall. Maybe he can get a better connection with this one. Not quite sure why that shanked its way into the seats in the main stand.
He's kicked that very well though, this one.
Headed clear by Sam Graham. Hessenthaler with a partial win, but the ball played to Haig on the right hand side is in good space. He's going to play it across the goal, but it's carried away for a corner. Corner number 2 for the Daggers.
There's a difference, isn't there? There's a difference in Daggers play the second half. As I said, what's happened now, Haig is definitely getting forward a lot more. Timothy Dieng's getting more forward to getting around Stevenson. You can just see Daggers are just trying to up the ante to get on the
They're moving around the pitch a lot quicker. I mean, they won this corner. Everybody quickly in position. Let's get this going.
Purpose.
The corner's whipped in. Anybody underneath it? No, the ball is running away. And it comes out to the left-hand side. And Gesson. Back to Lawless. Lawless is going to send it out to the right wing. Samuel watches the ball out of play. It's going to go for a goal kick. And once again, Ebbsfleet see off the threat from the visitors.
Yeah, I'd say a threat. Again, I look at the boy from Lawless here. He's just in this left-back berth. it's got to be a world-class ball to put that in there, and a world-class ball. It's overcooked, and again you just let the opposition off the hook. That's what Josh Wright. I like that. David Kerr's like, just say, look, just kill the game, settle it down. You can just see Matt Hall just taking a bit of time over this goal kick.
Well, we're at a critical phase of the game now. We've had an hour of the game
Yep.
elapse, so this is when I guess managers start to think, should I make a change?
Yeah.
So if there is going to be a change, who's going to blink first?
Well, as you say, Jazz, it's a 30-minute game now. That's
Yep.
what it becomes down to. It becomes a 30-minute game.
Harrick with the throw. Played the ball back to Magoma. Sam Graham. Oh, sorry, Ngessen to Graham. Graham, that's a penetrating ball forward for Stevenson. But Nelson's there, back to his goalkeeper. And Hall sends it on its way. Oh, and Kennedy took him
Late.
out. That's a free kick. That was a cheap free kick to give away by Kennedy.
Well, why is it cheap? He's never going to win it, is he? He's never going to win that header,
No.
is he? He's got the wrong side of the Dagenham man, and it's just give the referee an easy decision to make, but it's also put his team under pressure. If you're not going to win it, then don't foul.
I don't know if you'd agree with me, but I always say don't give the referee a decision to make, because
Exactly.
inevitably you make the wrong one.
Yeah, but that's an easy one for him, that one, because you've made it easy for him.
So this is Haig again, much further out, almost level with the centre circle. Who's he going to pick out? Well, he hasn't got Andy Carroll today, that's for sure, but Haig has a good delivery into the box. And there's a header from Olagunju. Back to Lawless, and certainly in this part of the second half, Dagenham are holding sway with possession and territory. And Ngessen seeing a lot of the ball, playing it around from deep. Lisala. The ball back with Broad on the halfway line. And the header goes forward from Haig, picked out by Coker. And Coker, does he win it? No, he doesn't win the throw. Goes to Dagenham. Lisala. And the harder that Dagenham work, the luckier they're getting.
Yeah, well, that's it. Is it luck? As you say, it's all about tenacity, commitment, and enthusiasm. That's the word I use to my players many times. Play with enthusiasm. See what you can get from the team. Push yourself. But at the moment, I say, Ebbsfleet are holding quite firm. They've got good shape.
They're going to make a change. Josh Coley is going to come on. Here's Samuel. Samuel in the centre circle. Trying to create some space for himself, which he does. Coley, diagonal ball out to the left side to Coker. Coker brings it down, keeps it in play. The Sala's with him. Coker holding the ball up, goes down, and the referee awards a throw to Dagenham, and the transfer of players is going to take place, and Coley is going to come on, and Seaman is going off.
Well, as I said, I thought he had a very influential first 45 minutes, Seaman. I think he showed a real desire to get forward and support. All right, but again, if you've got people on the bench, it's a decent bench from Ebbsfleet, and he's had the hour or so, and I suppose that was always going to be on the cards.
Well, you know what Coley is, don't you? A more attacking player than
Correct.
Seaman. So you could say that Josh Wright is thinking, I'm looking for that second goal.
Well, he's looking for that second goal because he knows Daggers are pushing forward, so there's going to be gaps, there's going to be opportunities. If he can get alongside Samuels up top and play off him, they may create a second goal, as you say.
Ebbsfleet trying to win the ball as it falls in midfield. Lawless. And it's knocked up. Olagunju covering it as it goes through to Matt Hall, who collects. And the keeper needs to be... What's the referee? The referee, has he found something? He's talking to Dieng. He stopped the game. Do you see what happened there?
No, I don't know if he just give a little bit of afters there. I don't know. To the is it?
And what's he doing?
Olagunju, I don't know.
It's going to be an uncontested drop ball as the referee stopped the game to have a word with Dieng, but we don't know what the word was about.
I'm not sure if he just give a little knock to the Ebbsfleet man at the back.
Chapman. Yeah, here's Coley. Coley playing on the right hand side. Oh, Coley trying to get away from his man, but it was exceedingly good play by Caden Harrick to carry the ball away. Lisala threads the ball forward, and the ball stabbed out to the left wing to Broad. Broad in space with Haig alongside him. Haig, the constant threat for Dagenham. Here's Ingessen. If Ingessen scores against Ebbsfleet, there'll be riots in the Fleet supporters ranks. He never scored for the Fleet. Harrock with a shot that's deflected, and the deflection is carried into the arms of Matt Hall, and the clock ticks on to 65 minutes.
What's happened with Daggers here? You can just see the boy Broad, Harvey Broad, just getting out on this left-hand side and giving an extra dimension in terms of an extra body forward. You know, in terms of just giving, as I said earlier on, Chaz, Daggers, if they're going to get back in this game, they've got to make sure they've got bodies in and around Stevenson. They're starting to do that a little bit now.
It's interesting that Ben Chapman has drifted out to the right-hand side of the Fleet in front of Coley. Maybe he's going to offer a bit more cover for Broad coming forward.
Can see that, yep.
Because with Seaman going off, they've lost Seaman's defensive qualities, and Coley is more attacking, but he's moved into the middle.
Yeah, you can see that. As I say, he's playing off Samuels in there, and you're right, Chapman's come over here on the right-hand side and just nullifying what Broad's getting forward. So it's good play from the management.
Ben Coker with the throw. It's an intriguing game, there's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, it's finely balanced. Let's get it right. It's intriguing. It's finely balanced. Yeah, Ebbsfleet for me are still managing the game particularly well. So he's going to book for wasting time or what? What's going on here? Yeah. Yes, he is.
Coker booked for time wasting, which seems a little bit harsh.
Yeah, it didn't seem overly long, did he, with the throw? But the referee wants to get the game going. Offside position here, where he's going to give it. Yep. Okay.
And the play went on a little longer than it needed to.
The referee didn't look over to his official there, but he's just acknowledging that.
It just proves that referees don't have eyes in the back of their head.
No, exactly. You know, you are watching the ball. You've got to watch situations, as simple as that. So that's why you have these officials to help each other out.
So it's Sam Howes, the Daggers keeper, to Magoma. Short ball on the edge of the box. Magoma walking it out. Lawless, back to Magoma. Patient build-up by Dagenham to Haig in space. He turns. He's got Passley in front of him. Out wide to Broad on the left. Broad's in good position, in space. Oh, and the man coming in sends the ball over the bar. And I think that was Lusala.
It was Lusala. As I said, it's this overload here. You can just see Broad now becoming that extra body, that extra outlet. You know, it was a delicious ball in the box, I've got to say. Whipped him with pace. And Lusala, will be disappointed from a Daggers perspective.
He was kind of leaning back, wasn't
he? Exactly. Again, it's broke nicely. Again, you've got to hit the target. These are things you practice. Hit the target. But it's a let off there for Ebbsfleet, because they've been asked questions now, Ebbsfleet. The back line have been, I wouldn't say been pulled apart, but they're being asked questions to defend a lot better.
But they've had, I think, one or two instances that they've had to think about.
Exactly.
And really the message is there, and it's whether they heed the message or not. Here's Edson. Oh, and they've given the ball away in midfield now. It's Stevenson, Coker, and Olagunju gets involved, and they keep the ball in play. Olagunju again, forward to Samuel. Samuel beaten by Magoma. And Stevenson giving pursuit, but Matt Hall is there. Now, a couple of times Dagenham players have kind of stood in front of Hall when he's tried to clear and jumped in front of him. Some referees would have penalised that, but Dagenham have got away with it today. Pashley.
I think what's changed as well, Charlie, is Daggers are just starting to, I wouldn't say dominate in midfield, but they're the ones who are taking control of midfield. That's what I've seen in this last 10 minutes.
Coker down the left flank with Lusala there. He's getting around Lusala. Oh, he's brought down. That's a penalty. Coker brought down by Lusala.
That's a poor pullback from Lusala. You saw it, I saw it, and the referee has got no hesitation. I just said, Daggers have grown into this game, really grown into the game, and Lusala has really just, he's caused a major problem here at Reece side, because if this nestles away, then I think it's a real uphill battle here for Daggers.
Lusala was embarrassed there by that, and then it was almost a fit of pique. He took him down. There
was no need. He's still. Let's get it right. The Ebbsfleet man still had a bit to do. There's plenty of players around,
and it's going to be Ben Coker to take this. He's got one goal already from open play from a free kick outside the area. This is from 12 yards. Can Coker double the scoreline for Ebbsfleet? The referee steps back. Mr. Warmer signals it can be taken. Here's Coker. Oh, and he hits the post.
Well, he's hit the post, as I said, at the end of the day. I think Sam Howes went the right way as well, but it's at the inside of Sam Howes' left upright, and it sort of crept across the goal line. No one's bought a ticket to get on the end of the second ball, and it was Daggers who cleared it. Well, it's a big let off for the Daggers, big let off.
Well, that could be costly for Ebbsfleet too.
Of course, exactly that. You know, I expected the game to be over with that nestling in the back of the net.
Dagenham on the attack. Dagenham sending it through. Haig trying to get on the end of it, but it's gone all the way through to Matt Hall. Now Ebbsfleet, can they re-energise their efforts? They were given a golden opportunity there. Edser. Broad. Broad is far more prominent in this second half. Haig can't get away from Olagunju.
It's strange, though, Matt. You know, Chaz, in these games, when something like that goes for you, it just gives you a lift, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You can see it's give Daggers a lift. That the game could have been over and done with. 2-0 down. It's still 1-0. Wow, they're still back in the game. Ebbsfleet, well, could it be costly?
And it could put doubts in Ebbsfleet's mind.
Well, that's the key.
So, substitutions being made. Coming on for Dagenham will be Rashawn Scott to replace Lasala, and Kwesi Appiah coming on for Ebbsfleet after 72 minutes.
Well, so the boy Lasala's gone off. As I said, he looks. He was caught out definitely for that penalty. As I said, he looked really unsure of himself. He's got in the book as well, so it's a simple substitution made by Lee Bradbury.
It's a ball down. That will be a free kick. The game becoming a little spicier. Well, it's not dirty, but
no. Listen, it's become.
It's competitive.
It's the word. It's competitive. That's exactly how we see it, and rightly so. You know, you can see both outfits, you know, desperate to get the result, and as I said, it's a substitution here for Ebbsfleet as well.
And the man coming off for Ebbsfleet, I think, is going to be Edser. And I think it's good to see that Dagenham have found that competitive spirit that was perhaps lacking in the first half.
Exactly. You know, they needed it. You know, as I said, it's made definitely a more spicier game. More, as I say, I still feel it's a pretty even game. I know it's 1-0 to the Fleet, but it's an even game. You wouldn't say any side really on top. Daggers have come out, but
it's delicately balanced.
That's the one.
So it's going to be Ben Coker to take this, and the 35-year-old warhorse Kwesi Appiah, who scored in the opening day game at Victoria Road, he comes into the play. Now he's got one or two tricks in his bag.
Be hungry, won't he? Be hungry to get on the end of this.
Here's Coker. Coker delivers left foot into the box. Oh my goodness! And the first touch by Appiah, I don't think it was too far away. So what have we got in store in the remaining 16 to 17 minutes?
Well, there you are. As I said, from a Daggers perspective, I look at it from their point of view. They've got to go for it, and Ebbsfleet have just got to be making sure that they're patient. If something does happen, like the penalty, they can get the second goal. So as we said, it's finely balanced.
Coley leads the ball to Coker. Coker comes forward to try and unload Nguessen, but Nguessen still maintains possession. Haig always there, available for his teammates.
I don't know if you've noticed, Jazz, Rashawn Scott has gone up top with Stevenson now.
Yeah.
He's actually playing as, you know, the two boys closer together, each other up there, so they are playing with two, and that again will just give Ebbsfleet a little bit of food for thought.
That's perhaps what you expected to see at half time.
Well, that's what I did, but they're going for it now, aren't they?
Ball delivered out to the left wing, and it was an interesting touch by, I think it was Lawless, but he fouled Chapman in the process. Chapman's down.
Well, you go down and also just break up a little bit of play, Chapman. You break up a little bit of play. Just take the, if you like, the sting, the impetus, the pace of the game out. You know, it's good play in terms of just saying to the referee, right, I'm going to stay down just for a moment. And it just stops Daggers getting a little bit of a foothold in the game.
Chapman's okay. He's holding his neck as if he took a chop to the throat. I'm sure it wasn't that bad. But Ebbsfleet have got Max Manktelow in reserve, who's their utility player like Chapman. And we've got 1540 as the crowd. Indebted to Matt Panting for that information. Chapman with a defensive header. Won by Broad. Coley. Ebbsfleet keeping play in the Dagenham half. Ben Chapman down the line onto the chest of Appiah. Comes away to Chapman. Ebbsfleet to be happy to play the game in the final third.
Well, they will be. Yeah, exactly that. I'm sure that's what's been the order of the afternoon now from Josh Wright. Just making sure, it's game management now.
Kennedy gets a touch to the ball. It comes to Coker. Kennedy again. Hessenthaler, a little stab of the ball to Kennedy. Kennedy going into the box on his own. Kennedy, the ball tucked away from him, comes out for a throw. And somehow the referee's assistant gives it to Dagenham, much to the surprise of the Ebbsfleet players and supporters. Chapman defends the throw, and it goes out for a throw in by the corner flag to Dagenham.
Yeah, they'll take that though, Ebbsfleet, right in the corner here with Daggers, and this is where Ebbsfleet just, you can see Hessenthaler just making sure they don't want to let Daggers out here at all.
Well, they'd like to play the remaining 20 minutes here. Oh, in fact, the remaining 13 minutes.
13 minutes, as I say. I think, with a little bit of extra, there's going to be at least 15 or more, maybe more. But as I said, it's all about which side now really got that braveness in them to see this game out and finish, because Daggers are going to go for it. Ebbsfleet have just got to manage it right and see if they can get that second goal.
But Ebbsfleet with Coley. Coley in midfield gets away from Ngessen to Samuel. Samuel just on the edge of the centre circle. He's got Coker asking for it out wide. Coker back to Kennedy. Kennedy to Olagunju. Olagunju runs through the centre circle, going forward like a cruiser. Pashley. Chapman. They're down by the corner flag again. Chapman with a good delivery into the box. It's not headed clear. It comes to Kennedy. Kennedy volleys. And I think it was Lawless who played it forward. And Haig tries to win possession, but Kennedy's there to steal it. Chapman turns, runs down the right wing. Pashley on the ball. Chapman, the ball dropping over his shoulder, but it goes out for a throw-in. And the Ebbsfleet fans delighted to see the game being played in this part of the field, where Ebbsfleet are just running the clock down with 12 minutes to go.
Well, you say 12 minutes to go. What's happened in the last 5 minutes or so? Ebbsfleet have just upped their game. They've upped their game. You can just sense it. The energy now and the vibrance of their performance is just upped by another sort of 10-15%. You can feel it.
And it's a different type of game they're playing there,
exactly.
Isn't it? It's a strangle the life out
exactly.
of it.
Exactly. It said, making sure they're getting throws deep into the Daggers half and just pinning them in a little bit, pinning them in.
Chapman on the ball. Comes off a defender, headed clear by, I think it was Graham. Kennedy. Kennedy's got to be careful. Gets it to Pashley. Now Appiah. Appiah finds Pashley. Pashley runs into space. Oh, Pashley's just outside the box. Pashley's in the area. Pashley, he's got Chapman with him. Chapman into the 6-yard area. Oh, and a header coming in, but it's cleared away by Ngessen. Olagunju. Oh, he gives it away to Scott. But who's back defending? It's Hessenthaler. Olagunju in midfield. To Chapman. Chapman curls the ball in, looking for Samuel. Comes out. Kennedy. Kennedy does well to keep it away from Haig. Coker to Samuel on the left wing. Samuel turns. He's got Kennedy for help. But Samuel's being pushed back further and further. Back to Olagunju in his own half. And there are two substitutes going to come on for Dagenham. They might not need them. Here's Scott on the ball. Scott bearing down on the Fleet area. He's brought down by Pashley.
He'll be in the book for that.
That'll be a booking.
He was in, wasn't he? You've got to say the boy Scott would have got into the box. And I think the Ebbsfleet man's had to do that. Not saying you want to do it, but you had to do that because he was in on goal there.
Two substitutes getting ready to come on. Khalil is one of them. And the other player, Marsh. And the players coming off, and Gesson's won.
He's just rolling the dice here, Lee Bradbury, to just see if he can get an equaliser here. Lawless has come off as well.
So, Lee Bradbury with bold changes.
And the difference here with this free kick, Chaz, is Haig is over it again. He's got a better angle on this, much better angle with his right foot. You can just see the wall, just it's covering the sort of right-hand side of Hall's goal. But he's got, if he can whip this, it could cause a problem.
There's a 5-man wall ahead of him, but Haig has got a good side of goal here. Here's Haig with his right foot. Haig takes, and it's over the bar, just a fraction over the bar. Hall went for it, he couldn't get to it. And Aaron Cosgrave is coming on. Now, who's he going to replace? He's going to replace Dominic Samuel.
Well, as I say, Dominic Samuel is, I'd say second half he's been well marshalled. At the end of the day, he's been a little bit lacking in terms of service, I think, with the second half, because Daggers have come out here. But for me, his first 45 minutes was very, very good indeed. He was exceptional. He worked tirelessly his team, got a great goal for the team.
And I can reveal now, Mick, I've been doing my research this week, and excuse me, my nose is running in the cold.
Join the club.
Dominic Samuel is having his most productive season ever as a goal scorer. He's got more goals this season than he's ever got.
Yeah, well, I say that first 45 minutes, it was very, very... It was excellent. It was a really what I call a centre-forward performance.
Ebbsfleet trying to get the ball forward to Cosgrave. And the ball headed clear to Coley. Coley onto Cosgrave. Cosgrave is in the area. He's trying to turn. He's got Coley with him. Coley does get a cross in. It goes long, goes beyond the goal, and it's gone for a goal kick. And we're now in the 83rd minute.
Well, it's 83rd minute. As I said, it's now. I'm just looking at Josh Wright. He's just pointing to his temple. He's just tapping his temple to his players. It's all about thinking.
Think about what you're doing.
Think. Don't take risks. Don't take undue, silliness. Just be really methodical in what you do.
It's interesting. Hager's come to sort of left back to pick up the ball and run it into midfield. It's as though he's decided that he's going to take the responsibility on his own shoulders. Here's Magoma. Magoma to Marsh, who came on.
Well, Marsh has sort of come into this sort of like left back sort of berth, isn't he, at the moment?
And they've
Broad's pushed up on the left hand side.
Broad as far forward as they think they can. And Coker wins a throw in on the far side. We're now in the 84th minute.
I would say this, Charles. I mean, you wouldn't say there's been a lot between the two sides, really. Would you agree? I mean, it's been
no. I think the game is certainly the first half. Dagenham didn't give a good account of themselves, and Ebbsfleet looked better. But as the game's worn on, this second half, Dagenham have shown a lot more, and it's been a very even contest.
Exactly.
But they've got to, their build-up's been good, but their finishing has not been what it should be.
No.
Cosgrave, trying to put some pressure on Magoma. Ball being run out by Khalil. Scott on the edge of the box. Here's Broad. This is dangerous for Ebbsfleet. And here's the shot coming in, and there. Oh, it was off the underside of the bar. And that was the best chance of the afternoon for Dagenham.
Well, again, he's come down Broad on this left-hand side. He put a delicious ball in the box. And I'm not sure
Broad has really come to the fore in this second period.
I'm not sure he's had the strike on the right-hand side.
Magoma being pushed back by Coley. And the two of them linking arms. And Dagenham certainly finishing this half strong. Chapman heads clear.
I think sorry, Charles. I think who had the strike. I think it was the boy Haig. I do believe it was Haig who came out. We said we didn't know where he plays. He's playing all over the shop. Yeah, it was Haig who had the shot. I've just seen him come back in the midfield now.
Magoma trying to move the ball forward to Marsh. Ebbsfleet having to concentrate, and Josh Wright seeing Haig pick the ball up. Haig on the edge of the box. Haig calls in the danger, and the ball on the edge of the Fleet area. Ebbsfleet get the ball away, and it's going to be Cosgrave battling for possession, but it's won by Graham, and the temperature certainly raised by Dagenham. asking all the questions. And the ball out of play. It's going to be a free kick to Ebbsfleet, a man down.
Well, they'll take that at this stage of the game. They'll take that, just kill the game, run the clock down.
We're in the 86th minute. Lee Bradley saying to the fourth official, make sure you're adding this to the clock. And this is a much tighter game than the game at Victoria Road on the opening day of the season was, when the Fleet won 2-0. And down at the Gallagher Stadium, Ebbsfleet's next opponents, Maidstone, are trailing Hemel Hempstead by a 1-0 with 8 minutes remaining. Oh, here's Cosgrave. Cosgrave with the goalkeeper to beat. Cosgrave! Oh, the ball bounces once beside the goal and it's gone for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, wasn't he, Cosgrave? He read the situation so well. Just got the run on the Dagenham man and just couldn't find the right sort of a technique to apply for the delicate finish.
Still Dagenham come away. Nelson hikes the ball away very unceremoniously. Graham sends it forward again. Ebbsfleet being caught in no man's land in midfield. Magoma to Broad. Broad pushing forward. Oh, plays a 1-2 with Haig. Marsh. And in the first half, Dagenham certainly weren't on their toes, but this second half they've been on their toes, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, they've made a game of it, there's no doubt about it. And, perhaps on another occasion, perhaps got the equaliser.
Here's Scott with the ball across. It's played out. Coming in on the edge of the box was Marsh. Haig again. He's got magic in those boots, but not enough to get it on the money in the 6-yard area. Marsh heads the ball forward to Broad. And here's Kennedy. Kennedy trying to relieve the pressure. He does to some extent. Nelson with a big boot forward. Cosgrave wants to put pressure on Graham, but it drops to Kennedy. And out on the right wing, Coker's brought down by Graham. The referee doesn't give anything. Kennedy loses possession. Dagenham come again. Here's Haig. Haig goes past Chapman as if he's not there. Here's Broad. Broad in the area. Ebbsfleet getting back to defend. This is breathtaking stuff now. Coker.
Well, it's breathtaking stuff, but I would say Josh Wright has got to stop Harvey Broad getting down his left-hand side, because that's where all the damage is happening.
I think he may want to think about bringing Manctilo on to shore that up. But here's Coker down the left-hand side. He's on his own. Nobody in support. It's there now. Coley's come to help.
Well, so at the moment, Ebbsfleet have got 7 players behind the ball. That's
88 minutes gone. We're in the 89th minute. And the crowd are buzzing. The Ebbsfleet fans absolutely urging their side to find something to get them over the line. Here's Appiah. Cosgrave to Appiah. Oh, and he takes it on his heel. He couldn't bring it down.
Be interesting what the fourth official puts up here.
Broad breaks down the left-hand side. Scott and Olagunju clears his lines. Magoma. Marsh. We're in the 90th minute. Marsh. No, I'm sorry, Haig. Haig running strong. Haig. Oh, he thought he was going to get a free kick. It didn't happen. And there's a foul there, but the referee lets it play on. Ebbsfleet are attacking down the right through Chapman. Cosgrave is making a run through the middle. Chapman tries to find him, but he gets a throw in. And Ebbsfleet have got a man down. I think it's Kennedy. And he's going to book the man who committed the free kick, which is Rafiq Khalil.
Yeah, I've got to say at the moment, it's just looking what's going on. I'm going to sure there's going to be at least, I will go 6 on this.
It is 6. The
is
fourth
it 6?
Official has got, no, he's 5-4. He's gone 6-5-4. Where's he going to end up?
Looks like 5 to me.
It is 5.
Well, a big 5 for both sides here, because
Lee Bradbury would want as many as he can get, and Josh Wright would want as few as he can get.
Well, I'm just watching Josh Wright. He's been up and down that sort of a technical area like a cat on hot tin roof. It's 5 gone up, and as I say, whichever side's now going to see this game out.
And Kwesi Apaya
Done well for his team, hasn't he?
gets the corner number 4 for the Fleet.
Yeah, he's done very well for his team here.
So we're in time added on. And Dagenham are leaving 3 men up.
Should do.
One of them's Haig, one of them's Scott, and I think the other Stevenson. And Ebbsfleet keeping it in the corner. They win themselves a throw-in. And there's going to be another substitute by Lee Bradbury. The referee not allowing it to happen. Ebbsfleet going to take the throw. Hessenthaler wins a throw. That's when you want the old horses, isn't it?
Exactly. As I said, you've not mentioned Hessenthaler too much this second half, but I've watched his work rate. His work rate and his commitment and his organisation for Ebbsfleet has been exceptional. He just makes, as we said it early on, he just makes other players play. He does all the donkey work, if you like. He's a real foil for his teammates.
And the 17-year-old from Orient, Wellens, has come on. And Ebbsfleet win another. Oh no, they don't win another throw. Hessenthaler is incensed.
Surprised Broad come off, because I said he was being influential down on this left-hand side.
Kwesi Apia. Magoma being hustled by Cosgrave, but he comes away with the ball. Haig, he gets it around Coker. They're away down the right-hand side. This is dangerous for Ebbsfleet. Stevenson, and good defending. Getting back is Pashley doing what he needed to do. And then the ball goes out for a throw on the far side to the visitors.
Yeah, you've got to say Pashley has read that situation so well.
Came across to defend, but here come Dagenham with a surge of energy from midfield. And Scott with the shot. It's tipped away, but it's going to come in again from Stevenson. No, it's a corner. Corner number 3 for the Daggers.
Howes is going up, the keeper's going up as well now for Daggers. Talk about throw the kitchen sink at this.
2.5 minutes remaining with time added on. Ebbsfleet, they've got to defend everything, and the keeper's there. And still it's in Ebbsfleet territory. But here's Cosgrave. Oh, the referee that is not given the foul on Cosgrave. It was George Marsh who took him out, and Cosgrave was the last defender in the Ebbsfleet half. But back come Dagenham. It's a grandstand finish from the Daggers. Dagenham giving it everything. Haig, probably my man of the match here. Held on to it too long. Coley brought down. 93 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, he's as I said, he's done very well there. The Ebbsfleet man when I say bought the free kick, he just got his body up. His upper body strength was good there. Went down, and the referees deemed it's a free kick. But that just takes the pace out of the game. But you're dead right. I mean, Joe Haig for Dagenham has really looked a real threat, hasn't he, here this afternoon? And
I think he's a player that's going to go a long way in the game. He's got a lot of great qualities. And
is it the first time you've seen him? Is it the first?
Well, it's the first time I've noticed him.
Yeah.
And it's his quality of his balance and his poise and his vision. He pops up everywhere. I think
he's had a good game, isn't he?
A club further up the pyramid, I'm sure, would love to have his talents on their books. The ball goes out from the free kick for a throw-in. We've had 4 minutes of the 5 added on. Ebbsfleet hanging on. Dagenham, the sands of time are running out. And the ball going to go through for Matt Hall. He needs to be sensible with what he does with this. What would you tell a keeper to do in this situation?
Kill the game. The referees, they're very good at it.
Look at that.
Oh no, what's happened now?
Well, see, they've been doing that all through the game. They've been jumping at the goalkeeper Cleary, and the referee is now given a free kick to the goalkeeper. Why has he not done it before?
All I will say there, Chaz, is he was quite a way away from the keeper that time. And he's just turned his back on it. I don't know. I mean,
and I thought that was a booking as well, but it's not.
It's not. No. I mean, I think I called it right, but he wasn't right close to him on that occasion. Strange one.
Well, it's not the first time they've done it.
No, not at all.
So Hall with the clearance. trying to find a red shirt, but it lands with Coker. And Dagenham clear their lines. We're now in time added on. Olagunju does well.
He's defended well, Olagunju.
And that's it. Ebbsfleet closing on victory. 5 wins in 5 league games in succession. And 5 goals, a goal a game for Dominic Samuel. Alongside me, Mick Payne, you've been with us this afternoon. Mick, your take on the game?
Well, my take on the game, they got over the line there, Ebbsfleet. As I said, you've got to give Daggers credit. They come out second half, really made a fist of it. But, Josh Wright will be pleased. With the ball, especially first half, they were really dominant. Got the goal. Samuels was exceptional, as I called it early on. A really excellent goal he scored, but his all-round play was good. And they dominated the game, first 45. I expected Daggers to come out second half, and they did. But what Ebbsfleet have had to do without the ball second half, they've had to work tirelessly to nullify Daggers. They've had 1 or 2 what I call opportunities, but they've stood strong there, Ebbsfleet, and they've got over the line. And as you say, 6 wins on the belt, is no mean feat. And as I said, Samuels is the man at the moment for me.
Ironically, neither goalkeeper was busy, were they? During
Not
the
really.
They did what they had to do, but they weren't peppered with shots, were they?
No, they weren't.
It was still a fascinating game as to how it unfolded, with Dagenham stepping up in the second half and creating a totally different game.
Well, yeah, the complexion of the game was completely different, as you say. They come out, they had to do that, but. Josh Wright, his coaching start, the players, he will say that. Sometimes you've got to be good with the ball, and they were first 45. The second half, they had to be good without the ball, and that was working tirelessly. He had to get his substitutions right, and 1 goal, if you like, settled the game. But, from a Daggers point of view, perhaps they're going to go back in that tunnel. They might rue that opportunity where, they didn't start well in that first 45. The boy Joe Haig was, instrumental in all their good play, but Ebbsfleet, as I said, they've played at home here, and they've got the victory.
And today, Ebbsfleet finished the day in the playoff places. 7th position they've moved up to. Are they going to be a threat in that playoff position?
I reckon so. I mean, as I said, we spoke about it earlier on. Both clubs here, Ebbsfleet, Dagenham and Redbridge, they want to be in those playoffs. That's what I love about the playoffs. You can be in 7th position, and if you're on a good run and a good vein of form at that stage of the season, at the end of the season, be in 7th, be 6th, or whatever you want to be, and then you can play in those playoffs. At the moment, they're there because they deserve to be there.
I've got to say, Mick Payne, it's been a delight to have you alongside me. We bump into each other on the circuit now and again. Today I've had you exclusively for 90 minutes. It's been a real treat. Thanks for your insight. Thanks for your contribution. It's been a great afternoon for you, for me. It's been a great afternoon for Ebbsfleet. Not so much for Dagenham, but that's what football's all about. Some winners, some losers. But thank you for joining us and bringing your insight.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you very much for having me on. And as I say, hopefully we do it again.
And I look forward to seeing you soon. Anyway, from Stonebridge Road with news that Ebbsfleet have just recorded their 5th win on the spin in the National League South. They're in the playoff places. They go to Maidstone on Tuesday evening. Maidstone, I believe, lost 1-0 at home today to Hemel. They're on 40 points in 10th place. Ebbsfleet on 44 points in 7th. It's going to be a humdinger down at the Gallagher. Join me, I hope I'll be there on Tuesday evening for Ebbsfleet against Maidstone. But from Stonebridge Road this afternoon, we say goodbye with the news. The scoreline has ended. Ebbsfleet 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Bye for now.